Hey, want to show you just real quick how I make German Rouladen. I grew up on it. My mom made it often, and my aunt in Germany, and my great grandma and my grandma. But anyway, it takes bacon. Some people chop it up. I just throw the whole slice on the meat. You put some Grey Poupon on this meat right here, which is thin slice. You can use the carne asada cut meat, or I got the cheapest stuff here for like $5.98 a pound. The beef bottom round roast. It works. Um, did I say onion? Okay, you chop up onion into little pieces, and then you sprinkle that on top, and then you chop up some dill pickle, or some people just lay the bread slice pickles right on top, and then you roll it all up, and you can use either string to tie it or toothpick. I usually use a toothpick and then just remove it when it's done. So anyway, I'm going to chop everything and put it together, and then I will be back to show you what it looks like at that point. Okay, so a lot of times they use dill pickle spears, and that's really good. But I like adding bread and butter chips to give it a little sweet taste too. So I just kind of mix these in with it. I know I'm using the wrong knife. I should probably use one of those big fancy schmancy ones. Okay. So that's all you do, just dice away. Mix it up a little bit. I know, who would have thought to cook pickles with beef? Ew, sounds gross, doesn't it? Well, my friend, I'm not going to say her name, she doesn't like this stuff, but I have other friends that like it, and my husband likes it too, so that's good. And these actually taste better the next day after it's marinated overnight, after you cook it. Yum. All right, so there's the pickle. Chop up some onion. Ooh, isn't this fun? I hope I don't start crying. Yes, I washed my hands. My nails are stained with ink from doing crafts today with some ladies from my church group. They wanted to learn how to do some junk journaling, so kind of gave them a crash course on that. All right, let's see if I can. Of course, I don't do as wonderful a job of chopping when I'm filming because it's just weird. I sit there and watch this one channel sometimes. It's a German wall, a German channel, and it's called Essen, Essen recipes, and she does all this fancy chopping and slicing and dicing, and it sounds so good and looks good when she does it, and then here I am just taking forever and making a big old mess. Anyway, so there's the chopped up that. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside and get this other set up, and I'll be right back. All right, I aired. That package of meat that I got is for carne asada. These are way too thin. So I'm just going to call this an experiment, and we're going to call it mini baby Rouladens. But I'm going to take this hammer from my mom. This thing's probably about 50 years old. I'm just going to see if I can't make them thin out a little bit. Yeah, it's not working too great, but I might end up shredding the meat by doing this. That's loud, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, like I said, mini Rouladens. Here we go. There's that. Good enough. All right. So I just use my whole counter. A lot of people do it this way. So first I throw a bunch of pepper on it. Some people want salt. I don't do salt, just because, well, there's salt in the Grey Poupon, there's salt in the bacon, there's salt in the pickles. So why add it? Anyway, so then I take this, throw some on there. I guess since it's going to be mini, I can just go like this. But that might be too much. Yeah, it's going to be too much. Okay. And then I'm just going to go like that. Okay. Feel like I should be humming a tune or something. Don't get me started. This is going to be an interesting experiment. I mean, who puts mustard on meat, right? On raw meat like this? Ew. Okay, that's good enough on that. And then these aren't going to take much bacon because they're going to be mini baby rouladens. Like I said earlier, some people will chop it up into little pieces and just sprinkle it on. And normally these are like this, huge, and then you just fill it with bacon. But teaches me, right? I have to pay attention a little better on my labels. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. And then take some pickles. Everybody does this different, but I just mostly throw it on just half because when you roll it up, it kind of squishes down. Oops, I'll grab some here. Don't want to over pickle it because then it tastes gross. All right. So you kind of got the idea. Like I said, normally it would be like 3 of these put together or 2. Okay, so, and then the next part is the onions. Okay, this is where it's going to get interesting because normally it rolls together real good, but I always grab some under like that and just start rolling. Oh, it's going to be cute. See? And then you take a little toothpick. You can use string. That's how some people do it, but when it's done cooking, I just pull out the toothpicks. The hard part is getting it through, especially on carne asada meat. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to finish these ones, rolling them like that. And then I'll come back when I get ready to fry them. All right, so I got our little mini rouladens rolled up. They look like, this one looks like a little hockey puck. It's so tiny. Anyway, so I splurged and got a hex-clad frying pan. Just love it. So far, I haven't had any problems. It works great. Would I buy it again? Yes. So I just put just a little bit of butter in, about that much. That's enough to put a little coating down there. I guess I'll use this instead of my fingers. You just put them in here. And what I'll be doing for a little bit is rotating them, turning them around, and browning as much of the sides as possible. This one here actually looks pretty good. Whoops. Looks more like a real rouladen. Anyway, I thought about putting the extras in there, but I don't want to. I think I changed my mind. Anyway, so I will be back for the next part because I'm going to turn the fan on and it's going to get loud in here because I'll be turning it quite a bit. Okay, BRB. All right, you can see they're pretty much browned. I decided to throw the leftover onions that were chopped up into the pan just for added flavor. So at this point, now you put water in it. Here comes the steam. Go like that. That makes a yummy, yummy gravy. Anyway, you put your lid on it. I like this hex clad one. It's got a little steam hole. And you give it about 20 minutes normally. But since I was bad and used carne asada meat, which is probably 10 times tougher, I'm going to let it go for 30 minutes so the meat gets nice and tender. And then I make gravy out of that when it's done. Oh yeah, I got to turn down the heat. That kind of helps. Way down to there. Okay, so I have it between low and medium, the temperature setting. So in a half an hour, I'll come back and show you the final result. All right, I fired up the potatoes and I'm just making a small batch because just two of us. But I'm going to make mashed potatoes. And I forgot to mention that on this, you should rotate the little mini pucks. I mean the mini Rouladens. And when I make mashed potatoes, sometimes I use some, I don't know how to pronounce it, creme fraiche, creme fraiche, anyway, CREME, and it's spelled FRAISCH, creme fraiche. Okay, anyway, so I made this. It is whipping cream. You put it in a container, and then you put 3 tablespoons of buttermilk in it. Stir it up real good, and you just set it on your counter overnight for 24 hours, and then give it a little stir, put it in the fridge for another 24 hours, and then you have this. So it's kind of like a sour cream that is not super sour, but it's creamy. Look at that. So I'm going to use that to whip up the mashed potatoes. You could actually put some of this into gravy or into soups too, just like you would do with sour cream. So anyway, I just wanted to cut in right there before they get finished up and tell you about that. Okay, I just remembered. Some of you are probably thinking, hey, you're making a German dinner. Where's the sauerkraut? There it is, sauerkraut. I made it. I grew the cabbage, marinated it, and so it'll be going in there. And here's what it looks like. Yum. I'll take a little bite and you'll probably hear me crunching on it. It tastes so much better than store-bought. You should really make some. It's real easy. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, I'm just finishing up the gravy on this. So I'm going to add the little mini Rouladens back in. Kind of give them a little roll around. Look how little this one shrunk. It's the size of a little golf ball. It's too funny. Oh, let me turn that fan off. There we go. Sorry about that. There. All right. Anyway, so you roll that over and it's pretty much done. So I'll fix up a plate and cut one open. I'll remove these toothpicks and call it good. All right, so I'm gonna put some gravy on here. Put one of the little mini Rouladens on there. The gravy's what makes it so good. So let me cut a piece off and show you. Let's see. I know, kind of weird doing it on the stove, but since everything's there, that's how it looks on the inside. Oh, I don't know. There you go. So that's it. Rouladen. I like to take the mashed potatoes with it, just like that. And yum, yum, yum.